What is up, YouTube? We've got a comparison today, and it's some understable mids.
We've got the Discraft Meteor in ESP plastic and Z, I think?
Yeah.
Probably Z, I can't remember. And
the Westside Taursus in the VIP plastic. So the Tursas and the Meteor. Tursas, a little more domey. Meteor still got a little dome to it though. You can see the rim here. Very comfortable in the hand. The Tursas is a little bit different. It's got a little bit more of the angle here. But again, very comfortable in the hand.
the Discraft Meteor. So this is a perfect tunnel shot mid-range. This was an ESP plastic. The white was a little bit more stable than the other plastic we had, which was also ESP. This is great for hyzer flips. I never really pulled 100% on these, just smooth 80 to 90% throws. Throw it on a hyzer, it flips up flat, maybe turns a little bit. You throw it flat, it's going to turn. The one anhyzer, this one, I mean, I threw it pretty good on a tall anhyzer, and it just glided out. Pretty good glide, easy 300 feet out of these discs. Really controllable disc, fun to throw, feels really good in the hands. Forehand, a very light hyzer flip. It just rides flat for, I think, 200 feet. I would like it in the woods just for little tunnel shots, just kind of, or even get me out of trouble shots. It would be good for it. It's a great all-around mid-range. Westside Taursus. This was in VIP plastic only. Pretty similar plastics. Well, same plastic, but same stability. I think we had an Origio out there too, which is a putter plastic, but great hyzer flip. Pretty similar flights to the Meteor, but I think this was just a tad more stable, maybe a little faster. I'm not sure yet. I can't put my finger on it. A little bit more glide. So same flight characteristics. You throw it on a hyzer, it flips up flat. This thing crushes. It definitely, for me, went further. Hard to see the blue on blue, but big Sky Annie. I think it ended up flattening out and coming out of it. It's just great. I think I can put a little bit more velocity on this disc. So I think anyone could use this disc. It's so great for just about anything. I really like this disc. Forehand, I liked it a little bit better. It was a little comfier in my hand. Hyzer flip, you see it kind of S out. I would say 200 feet, 300 feet if you really crush it, but be careful, it might flip.
All right, so the Meteor. When I threw this with a hyzer, they definitely flipped up to flat. This pink one, it was definitely less stable than the white one. It was a little bit more beat in. Flat, you could get it really gets a lot of that for me right to left movement, and then when it slows down, it kind of starts to flatten out. On an Annie, this disc, it was awesome. You can put a lot of height on it, and it just rides that Annie the whole way. And right at the very end, it'll kind of sit flat. It's an awesome disc to have in your bag. Overhand, just for something real light, kind of get out of jail. This is definitely something that would work. It flips over pretty quickly though. The Tursas, in the Origio plastic, it was definitely less stable. And this was fresh, maybe the second time I'd thrown it. Again, on a hyzer, just like the Meteor, it's going to flip up. Once these get beat in, you're going to get a lot more of that right to left for a lefty. When you throw it flat, you're going to get a lot of that side-to-side motion. It starts to come out at the end, but on an Annie, it flies very similarly to the Meteor, but like Trav said, I think it's got some more glide. It just wants to stay in the air. It's a great disc to have in your bag. That understable mid-range. Same thing with the overhand. Flips over quickly. So if you needed to, you could use it to get out of jail, but probably not something that you'd recommend. And it's a recap time. What did you think about these two discs, Mr.
I thought they were
Travis?
very similar. Meteor was a little less stable out of box. Plastics feel great. I love Discraft and Trilogy plastics. I actually bagged one of these discs, and it is the Tursas. So I actually bagged this disc, so I'm going to choose this. It's easier to get that distance for me. The stamps are just so bad. Westside, keep it up with the stamps. I love them. We're allowed to cuss, I think, right?
I'll bleep it out.
Okay. So it's easier distance. It's easier for me to manipulate angle-wise. So I feel more comfortable with this disc. It was kind of not the best comparison because I already bagged this disc, but I learned that the Meteor, if you have one or if you like Discraft, go with the Meteor. They're so close. What would you go with?
I also bagged the Tursas already, so I'm going to go with the Tursas. I was surprised by the Meteor, though, because it was way more comfortable in my hand than I thought it was going to be. I kind of had an idea that it was not comfortable, but I was wrong. It's very comfortable, and the flights are very similar. I've had the Tursas in my bag for a long time. I had a tournament, and it just beats in a little bit quicker. I lost it recently. Sad day. But these VIP ones, they're a little bit more stable out of the box. It's a great disc to have in your bag, that understable mid. You might not think that you need one.
Yes.
But you do.
Also what I want to mention.
Because with these, from a standstill to get it through a tunnel, you don't have to crush on your straight or mid-range. Like, to get your straight mid-range to finish straight, you've got to either crush on it or put a little ante to start with these.
Sometimes you're not throwing 100% that day either. If you're not throwing that great, or if it's cooling off, you're going to want to, that's going to be a straight truth, a rock for you. You know what I mean? If you're not throwing as great. So that's also something to think about. You're not always going to be 100% loose and crushing every day.
Yeah, having something like this in your bag is super important. It's so useful. Whether it's the Tursas or the Meteor, or
any understable mid-range, I would truly advise you guys to try and pick it up. We both were stuck in this thing to where we thought, we don't need something that understable. It's too hard to control with wind and control your speed. But man,
it's so nice to have because you can. It's just awesome. Straight tunnel shots that
If you are a hyzer release thrower, I like a slight hyzer release, you're going to want something like that. So that's also something to think about, is because it just flips up flat, turns a little bit. It's my straight mid-range a lot of the time.
Yeah, because you can, on a standstill, a 200-foot tunnel shot, or 250-foot tunnel shot, a little hyzer, and this will pop up and it just is very straight. It's an awesome thing to have in your bag. Highly recommend either of these. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and also subscribe.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
See ya.